Good morning, Uganda, coming to you live from UBC TV at Nile Avenue. My name is Julie Nantaba Mosisi, and as every Wednesday, we have conversations on the cooperative movement. Today, in particular, we are celebrating the achievements of the cooperative movement with the president. And to do that with us in studio is CPA Ivan Asiimwe, who is the General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and Colonel Allan Kitanda, who is the Vice Chairman, Board of Directors, Wazalendo SACCO. To be a part of the conversation, 0709-602592. Good morning, CPA Ivan.
Good morning. I'm really happy to be here.
Right.
And good morning to all our viewers outside there.
Right. Great to have you as well. Good morning, Colonel Allan.
Good morning, ma'am.
So good to have you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Right.
And good morning to our viewers.
Right.
And all our supporters in all aspects.
Great. Yep. Great. I'll start with CPA Ivan. Which president are we looking at? Are we celebrating these special achievements with?
Oh, thank you so much, moderator. Which president? Of course, you know the person who is behind.
You know, when we say president,
and
there are presidents of associations, there are presidents of different.
No.
And we want to know
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda,
right,
who is actually the champion of the cooperative movement.
Right.
Yeah.
And when are we celebrating?
And when are we celebrating? We are having the National Cooperative Conference, which will be taking place on the 18th of September, 2025, at Kororo Independence Grounds. I want to thank the government, Ministry of Defense, that has given us Kororo, because Kororo is big enough.
True. And
you can imagine at this time, we are looking at 10,000 cooperators coming to celebrate, because there is a reason to celebrate in this country as cooperators. Number one, if I can tell you just a few examples as to why we need to celebrate, talk about value addition. Do you know that most cooperatives, especially the unions, are into value addition? Talk about Ankole Coffee, Producers Cooperative Union. These are people who are adding value to coffee and exporting over 200 containers of coffee to Europe and other countries. Talk about Chibingi. Talk about others, Bushika. There are so many cooperatives that are now into value addition, which is actually fitting very well within the NDP4. Because NDP4 is emphasizing industrialization. So we have contributed all of that, and we have a reason to celebrate. Talk about SACCOs. My friend Allan will explain more. Wazalendo SACCO. Wazalendo SACCO is now bigger than some of the commercial banks.
Right.
So we have a reason to celebrate. Can you imagine having a SACCO with over $1 trillion in a portfolio? So you have a reason to celebrate. I told the Ugandans when I started coming here that for me, the time I went to a SACCO, people could not even believe that an educated person would work in a SACCO, because they thought you were a failure. But now, SACCOs are employing professionals, accountants, doctors, masters, whichever, because it's a vibrant sector now, unlike it was in the past.
Right. So
we have a reason to celebrate. So on financial inclusion, we have moved very far. Finiscope did a study of recent, 2023, and now they are telling us that over 81% of Ugandans have access to finance, which is something, it's a very big milestone in this country, 81%. And the reason is mobile money and SACCOs. We have over 15,000 registered SACCOs in this country that are providing financial services, and not to the rich, because these other commercial banks and MFIs, we are targeting the rich class, those who can access towns and other urban centers. But for SACCOs, they are deep, where my mother, your mother, who cannot even speak English, but can go to the bank, which is called the SACCO, and can easily access those financial services. Talk about collective marketing. Now cooperatives are exporting. They are providing market for the farmers. Talk about the most important thing, school fees. Wazalendo will tell you how the school fees product is really helping the parents. Now the students have come home, but the parents don't have money. But the SACCOs are providing this product that when the students are going back to school, the SACCO will give you money. No security. Because you're a member, they know you. No security, you don't need even a guarantor. It's an emergency loan. You go there, get a loan, 3 months, pay back. The student is coming back home, you have cleared, next term, the same. Medical, you are now here in the studio talking and you get a call that you know what? Your wife is down. So what do? You can't run to a commercial bank because they will tell you, bring this, bring a guarantor, bring a security, but the SACCO will say, no, you are a member, by the way. You are the owner of this SACCO. You don't need struggle. Right. Just take your wife to the hospital as we process your money. Within 1 hour, Wazalendo will tell you, within 1 hour, the money is ready. And you are able to provide medical care. Surely. So those are some of the reasons as to why we need to celebrate. Talk about employment. Do you know that cooperatives are now employing 16% of the population of this country? Right. So if we are talking about 48 million people, it means over 7.6 million Ugandans are now employed in cooperatives. Right. Can you see that stride? True. Talk about our contribution to GDP. We are now contributing 2.68%, but still that is low. We want to increase to almost 50%. Yes, we have the capacity. In fact, I don't think they have captured it very well, because if you are to look at the level of employment vis-a-vis GDP contribution, there is a lot that the cooperatives are contributing. So we have a reason. And we want to thank His Excellency the President, because he has been the champion of this. Wherever he goes, even at any function, he says, people join, form cooperatives. That is a very good message to us as cooperators, because the head of state is promoting a model. And it's upon Ugandans to see how best the model works. He has championed the PDM. He has championed the EMYOGA. All of these are aimed at supporting the smallholders through the cooperatives. So what is needed ideally is me and you, the technical people, who are supposed to sit and get a good model for this country to develop. So the head of state really, that's why we are saying we want to celebrate with him. And we have invited him. He's our chief guest, he's our patron, he's coming to celebrate with him. And of course, during the celebrations, there are some other issues which we feel as cooperators that we need to bring to his attention. Like the issue of taxation of SACCOs. We really feel we want to thank him again, because in 2015, we met him in Chisoro, because there was a problem of tax arrears on SACCOs, where URA was closing SACCOs because of tax arrears. Some of the accounts in banks had been frozen. But when we met His Excellency in 2015 in December, he directed and all tax arrears were waived off. That is a very big achievement on his side. That shows the passion that he has. In 2017, still we went to Parliament, we also went to him, and the government gave a tax exemption for 10 years, SACCOs, from 2017 to 2027. My brother from Wazalendo will tell you practically how the country has achieved. The SACCOs have moved because that money which would have been paid as taxes has been retained for development. Do you know that SACCOs now have Karina, storage buildings? I wish they could show them here. And you see, a SACCO like the Yamujungu, 3-storied. You go to Ishia SACCO in Ibanda, 3-storied. You go to, there are so many. Then other cooperatives have acquired machines because of that exemption, so they are using that money. So given all that background, we have a reason to celebrate as a country, and we have a reason to celebrate with the president because he's the champion of this model.
Right. Thank you so much, CPA Ivan. We are looking at matters celebrating the achievements of the cooperative movement in Uganda with the president, and CPA Ivan Asiimwe, the General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, is in studio with us alongside Colonel Allan Kitanda, who is the Vice Chairman, Board of Directors, Wazalendo SACCO. Now, Colonel Kitanda, just to get a perspective from you, how has the government supported and the growth and success of cooperatives in Uganda, in your perspective?
So, well, when we look at, I'll concur with what my colleague has said, Mr. Asiimwe. that we have a reason to celebrate the milestone. When you look at the cooperative movement world over, it's a tested movement that where people begin to embrace financial inclusion. If it is a cooperative, if you look at the cooperative movement, it embraces, you know, the aspect of individuals, even at the grassroots level, to be somewhere in the cycle of the money economy. Whereas other aspects like capitalism, you'll find maybe a few individuals owning capital and, you know, exploiting the rest, the poor becoming poor, the peasants becoming more, you know, desperate. The cooperative movement is all-inclusive. When you look at the Millennium Development Goal, and now the United Nations are 17 aspects of how society should be, you know, governed. And in line with what His Excellency has been emphasizing, is that somewhere we need to have people within the money economy. So this is the reason as to why we have to celebrate that the cooperative movement is taking shape in this country, slowly but very sure. Look at this latest, the parish development model. It's a cooperative model because it is telling you that the people who are outside the money economy, how do you bring them now closer? That somebody who was a peasant, okay, he's able now to get capital, enter within production. Maybe he's into horticulture, maybe he's into, you know, people in salon business. But somewhere he finds himself trying to widen his scope of production. So when you look at the aspect of the cooperative movement in this country, we have a reason to celebrate. And that's why Mr. Asiimwe is telling you that if somebody has made a contribution, then it is worth it to be celebrated. If we can celebrate our birthdays, if we can celebrate our maybe individual achievements, but there is something that is taking shape, and you can see that increasingly people are getting so much, you know, glued to it, then it is worth it to celebrate. A case in point is Wazalendo. Wazalendo was begun in 2005. If you look at the original membership, it was 30. Now, as we talk, we have made some progress. I don't say that we have made so much progress, but at least there is life at the end of the tunnel. You can see light at the end of the tunnel. That we have now hit $1 trillion plus in terms of assets, something that we could not imagine. Now, that tells you that we have the potential to improve on our economic growth as a country through the SACCO, through the cooperatives. And when we're talking about the cooperative movement, we are not only talking about the SACCOs, we are talking about the agricultural-based cooperatives. We are talking about the secondary cooperatives. We are talking about the teachers' cooperatives. We are talking about farming. So if all these are put in that nomenclature, then I'm telling you the country will grow. So that is the reason as to why we have that day to celebrate the milestone. It may not be so much, but it is worth it to celebrate. Thank you.
Let's talk about the digital and innovation era. How much do you think these two have contributed to the cooperative movement? Sticking with you, Colonel Kitanda.
Like in our case, right now, if I wanted to send money to you, I don't have now to walk to the branch. I just have to operate my gadget. Then I'll ask you for your telephone number.
Right.
Within a second, I'm able to do a transaction between me and you. We are also able to pay our bills, school fees, water, electricity, medical, name it. So the digital world is no longer a luxury, it's a must, because it eases work, but it is convenient to the members. I would give you a case that we have colleagues who are operating in Somalia for that African Union mission in Somalia. It is easier for them now to transfer money from their accounts to the home people. Something that would necessitate them maybe to board a plane, to come back, fill forms.
Right.
So the digital world is a game changer. And I want to say that if there is anything we have to embrace as a country, then it is the digital world.
Right.
Things have changed. It's no longer a luxury, it is a must.
To be a part of the digital world.
Yeah, please.
Very pertinent at that.
Maybe, Julie, just to make a rejoinder to that.
Right.
Of recent, last week, I wanted to send money to someone in Rukunjiri. So the man says, I have an account in the SACCO. Just send me money. He gave me his account in the SACCO.
Right.
And he was in the SACCO. Within 5 minutes, I just sent the money. Using mobile money, I sent the money like this. And he told me, confirmed, he had gotten the money. That is the digital transformation. Unlike in the past, I don't know whether you grew up in that era, where if you wanted to send money to Mr. Arad in Rukunjiri, you do now go to the bus park. You have money, put it in an envelope. Wow. Then you go and talk to the driver. You are not even sure whether the driver will take the money, but you trust the driver. Take this money, then you write on top. To so and so 1 million.
That
then now,
was a risk.
The other person does not know that you are sending money. So when the driver reaches the other side, now he has to send people. You go and tell so and so that we have his money. So in the process, you risk losing that money. But now it's just easy. Like now Wazalendo has so many branches across the country.
Yes.
So even if your account was in Guru, but this time you are in Mbarara, you can transact. You can go, deposit and withdraw. So they are working like now banks. So that is the digital transformation. For me, the time I entered in the SACCO.
See the branding.
Yes, you can see.
Yes.
That is like Ruanya Mahembe. I supported them. We trained them when it was just a young SACCO in 2012. I was there for 2 weeks. Now they have a storage building.
Right.
They were just in a box like this, one room. But now you can see how far they are. There are so many examples. So digitization has moved that far. The time I entered in the SACCO in 2003, 15th of March, we didn't have computers. Everything was just done manually. Waste sheet, day sheet, till sheet, controls, ledgers, all of that. Balancing the whole day. You leave the SACCO at around midnight, just looking for like 500 shillings, a difference. But these days, everything is just computerized. And you can deposit, you can withdraw, at any time you can transfer money. So we have a reason to celebrate. Really.
Surely, indeed. Yeah. Now, let me engage a couple of your comments. 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number. And somebody comes through and says, okay, trying to retrieve your message. All right, we'll get back to it a little later as I'm able to retrieve them. But we are looking at celebrating the achievements of the cooperative movement altogether in Uganda, and that is with the president. Staying with you, CPA Ivan, for somebody who has just joined the show now and they are watching this cooperative conversation for the very first time, just give us a brief overview of the evolution of the cooperative movement in Uganda. In Uganda or global? Let me begin with the global picture. Right. 17th of March, 1761 in Scotland, that's when the weavers were seated together and they said, no, we really need to start. Fact is 14th of March, 1761 in Scotland. Right. That's when the weavers, like the way we are seated here, they were doing a lot of work, but it was manual. Then they said, no, we cannot really continue like this. We need to cooperate. So that is the first cooperative society set up, but of informal nature because there was nowhere to register it. In 1844, Rochide, still the weavers, because it is a lot, weaving is a bigger task that you cannot do it alone. You need a team. So 1844 in Rochide, still the weavers said, no, let's come together and form a cooperative so that we can work together. Because you see, cooperation is power. Now, in 1913 here in Uganda, because our farmers had been subjected to a lot of suffering
You can imagine you grow your coffee, you grow your maize, you take it to a shop, because by then, almost all shops were owned by the foreigners of Asian origin. So, and they would dictate the prices. Now you can imagine you take your coffee there, whenever you'd reach, they would say, angalia hapa. As you are seeing up on the mizani, he presses a knee beneath the bag. If the bag was worth 70 kilos, it weighs 20. So if you were bright and said, but you mad, is this bag of mine 20 kilos? He says, hey, you want to bring it, gezi? Oh, wow. Take your coffee, never come back here. So because of that much suffering for farmers-led revolution,
okay.
In Mubende, single, they said enough is enough.
Which year is this again?
1913.
Wow. They
said enough. Yes, cooperatives have been here for more than a century. So they said enough is enough for farmers. And they started the first cooperative society, which they even named Chinakuria. What does it mean? Chinakuria.
It will eat you.
It will eat you. So the enemy is there. We must fight the enemy. Yeah. This is our enemy. So they formed that cooperative society. 1925, group sat in Mengo and formed the Buganda growers that later gave birth to East Mengo, West Mengo, and Wamara. However, the colonial government was not happy then, because they knew that once they allow us to cooperate, they are going to lose their businesses. So they made sure that there is no law. So, but these guys, to know that they were determined, they even pushed and pushed to make sure that they register and they formalize their businesses. In 1935, they were almost getting there, but the organized middlemen defeated them. Until 1946, when they formalized and came up with the first cooperative societies law, which is the 1946 Cooperative Ordinance. But still this law was made to just to fail the organized cooperatives then. But these guys, the farmers, remember, they don't have diplomas or degrees.
Right.
But they are determined, they know what they want. So in 1952, when Andrew Cohen came here, they petitioned his government, and he set up a commission of inquiry that did a study and eventually informed the government. So immediately, they repealed the 1946 law and gave birth to 1952 Cooperative Societies Act, where now cooperatives started growing. You can imagine by 1961, before independence, cooperatives had 100% monopoly to gin cotton. They had 14 ginneries and 7 coffee churning works. Uganda Cooperative Alliance was started on the 17th of July, 1961, because they wanted a representation. You can imagine how organized they were. They came here in Mengo, 1960. I even have their minutes. And their minutes are saying, we need to form an umbrella that is going to speak for us, that is going to represent us. 1961, right. Because they were very strong. By 1962, their net worth was 311, 500 Ugandan shillings, just in the coffee and the cotton only. And they were controlling almost 80% of the economy. By 1964, they started a bank, the Cooperative Bank Limited. Can you see how big they were? 1963, government realized that now these cooperatives have become strong. We need to promote education. And they established a college at Bukarasa that later went to Chigumba in 1974. So that is the story of how it was. So we had very strong unions and with a strong UCA, but of course because of the wars that we went through, most of the assets of these unions were destroyed. Yes. But we are happy still with the government because this government came in and has been compensating the cooperatives. So that is also another milestone to achieve, to celebrate, because they have been compensated, some have recovered, and now that's why we are saying we have a very strong movement. Prior to this, prior to 1991, many of the cooperatives we had were in coffee, cotton, mainly in agriculture. But usually today, we have cooperatives in energy, water and environment, SACCOs, which is finance, housing, mining. There are so many, to the tune of 50,000 registered cooperatives, and serving over 18 million Ugandans. Surely, Julie, a sector that has now over 18 million people. Don't you have a reason to celebrate?
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, CPA, for that overview. It's a beautiful way to learn history, to learn the fact that we've come indeed a reason to celebrate. Now, getting into the comments, somebody comes through and says, I thank the host for bringing those two guests. Ivan, I want to thank you for many cooperative initiatives in the cooperative movement in Uganda and abroad. I like this planned National Cooperative Conference of 18th September 2025 at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. You can articulate the target group and we begin mobilizing seriously. Wow. This is Nyakahuma Charles from Fort Portal. And to Afande from Wazalendo, I'm glad that you know the old cooperative structure in Uganda because I have heard you talking about secondary cooperative. And I'm sure you are aware of the entire structure as primary, secondary, national unions, and apex, that is UCA. How best can we revive the structure? Working in isolation can't make our cooperatives sustainable. This question is to Allan Kitanda, and it's from Nyakahuma Charles in Fort Portal.
Well, I would say that I think he's trying to give us the way forward.
Right.
Quite often when we are going into some of these discussions, people always want to mistake them to be questions. But
yes.
I am one person who is passionate with way forward. Because UCA is there, is the apex body. We have the cooperatives like Mr. Asiimwe has elaborated very well. And we have a very good working relationship. And what maybe we need to do is to accelerate. To accelerate to greater heights now, because the enthusiasm is now very ripe. You can see that everybody is now talking about the cooperative movement. When you look at the SACCOs, where now most of us, Wazalendo, URA, police, talk about the SACCOs in Fort Portal, they are all scoring in the same goal. Now, when we see Mr. Asiimwe here at the forefront, then we say, yes, we need to really get together. It's like a marathon. So the world has moved. In terms of embracing the cooperative movement, the world has moved, I'm telling you. You'll find that as we are talking here, they are our neighbors. That if you don't belong to a SACCO, or if you don't belong to any cooperative movement, then it's like a crime or something like that.
You're outdated.
You are out of context. Actually, you may not speak, simply because you are standing on a muddy ground. But because within the cooperative movement, you are able to, first of all, like you associate together socially. Imagine you get 100,000 people getting together to know that they are socially connected, but also they are financially connected. That means in the economic sense, at least they are best somewhere. Recently, when in the UK, we were attending the Development Education Forum in the UK, Dublin. We were surprised that the entire world and its wealth is controlled by about 2,678 people. But the world's population is about maybe 7 billion.
8 billion now.
But 60% of the world economy, of the world wealth, is controlled by only 2,000 that number. So that means the rest of the other people are, they follow the other guys.
Right.
So it's the cooperative movement now that comes in to regulate, that comes in now to say, okay, those who are not among the 2,000, please, there is a leeway here.
Right.
And that's why the cooperatives become now something that we should embrace, because it has a social and the economic. I would ask you, if you are my maybe student or my course participant, which one do you front first? Is it social or it's economic? But both are twins. I'm just stealing the exams for you. Both are twins,
They go
because
hand in hand.
the social is what brings you together.
Right.
And for us in the SACCO, it is that social connection that is number one first, what brings you together.
It
That
drives the
common
purpose.
bond. It's what drives the purpose.
Right.
Then number two, you say, okay, now we have known each other.
What next?
What next? Have you heard of the story of the Namiryango Obis? What brought them together was that they had gone to Namiryango and they were proud to be Namiryango. Now the rest in terms of the other economic, they have an example that about 3 billion. The last time I heard, they had collected about 2 billion. Now if that is the school, what of the soldiers? What of the policemen?
Right.
What of the people working in other institutions? What of the teachers? So if all these come together and build something that is reasonable, then I'm telling you that this economic and financial inclusion we are talking about will lift this country, and it will be just like gymnastic.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Good morning, UBC. Jambo Afande Kitanda. I am a retired Sergeant Dikusoka Musa, CEO Dikusoka and Friends Company Limited, the giant company in East Africa, Uganda, for making charcoal and briquettes and skilling. And you say that you're the beneficiary of Wazalendo SACCO. Afande knows it because I've ever trained soldiers in Sorority Flying School, courtesy of him. Only I request him to pave for me a way so that I should continue moving to all army formations because of the knowledge I have. It was Wazalendo SACCO that sponsored me to learn. Hopefully you've taken that in.
I have
Colonel Kitanda. Thank you for talking to us. Uganda has to chase our colleagues in Kenya. There are even boda digital, taxi digital, supermarket and rentals. We cannot be relaxed. Be blessed. That is somebody else who comes through called Egesa. Good morning, Uganda. This is Odaro Vincent from Morukatipe, Tororo. And you say, I'm one of the beneficiaries of SACCOs. I have loved SACCOs because of low interest rates and easy accessibility. I do encourage the general public to join SACCOs so that we all join and enjoy the benefits. Bravo, mighty UPDF, Wazalendo SACCO. Do they accept non-UPDF to become members of the SACCO? This is Nelson from Kisoro District. Afande Kitanda, are we accepted as who are not army men in uniform?
Okay. Well, I want to begin with my brother Dikusoka.
Yes.
Sergeant Dikusoka, my colleague. Actually, he has reminded me that when we designed a program, you know, in this country, I want to be that we have very beautiful ideas, but
right.
most of them are theoretical.
They are on paper.
You'll find somebody with a PhD in cooperatives, but when he doesn't even belong to any cooperative. Now, in our system and by the nature of our operations, we have our colleagues and we train them on different aspects. Now, the Kusoka, like he said, is among those that have been pioneering briquettes, charcoal, which is economical. Because there is also an aspect, like I told you, that when you look at the UN development goals, we are looking at 13. Because point 13 says there must be an attempt to harness the environment.
Right.
So, my colleague Dikusoka is among those that came in now to look at how do we improve on the current. And
solution.
I want to assure him that just a few weeks from now, we shall call him and again we shall move with him to the other side.
Right.
And he continues to engage our members in all their areas and formations.
Right.
Now the last one, where you asked that is somebody from Kisoro. He said that do we allow the non-uniformed people to... I want to say that our SACCO has a composition of the following members. And I would wish our colleagues who are there to also take note of this. The first category of membership of Wazalendo are the people serving, now like me, serving. Okay? Then the second category are our family members, our spouses, and our children. They are beneficiaries to this.
Right.
So long as they fulfill the requirements of being a member.
Which are?
The requirements of being a member is that you must be a shareholder. You must have subscribed through shareholding. You must have bought shares.
Right.
Not less than 10 shares. Then you must be saving regularly, and that is monthly saving. So that is the first qualification of a member of Wazalendo. Then you must be a fully paid up member. Now, the other category of membership of Wazalendo are the retired officers and men of the UPDF. That is category 3. Category 4 are our colleagues who are in the civilian, okay, positions, but working with Ministry of Defense. So those are the 4 categories of membership for Wazalendo that we have right now.
Right.
Now, to somebody who is in Kisoro, we are coming. We are not yet there, but we are coming. Because as of now, our common bond embraces those 4 membership that I've told you.
Right.
But in the future, because one of our strategic intent is to widen the scope. Because number 7 of the principles of cooperatives, cooperation amongst the cooperators. So, number 6, we have now to widen and look at also our colleagues who may want to do services with us.
Right.
So that is as far as the landscape of the cooperative aspect of Wazalendo is concerned.
Right.
Thank you.
0709602592 is a WhatsApp number. You are able to engage. Now I can tell somebody who's sending in audio notes, I cannot play them and I cannot listen to them. Thus, it's hard for me to serve you. But please type. If you type, I'm able to read your message and able to help you get served. Good morning, Uganda. Thank you for the show. And thank you, Mr. Ivan, for committing yourself every Wednesday to educate the nation about the importance of cooperatives. How I wish you became the Minister of Economics, Planning and Development. Last week I requested for your contacts, but you directed me to reach out to the offices in Barara, but unfortunately I failed to get the address of the offices. This is Kenneth from Barara. What's the address of the Barara office, Ivan?
Thank you so much, Judy. I want to thank Kenneth for whatever you have wished me. It's okay. God knows.
Right.
It is God who knows all the plans. But I'm very happy because it's my calling that actually I have to be here to educate Ugandans. Because all my life has been in cooperatives. From 2003, me, I'm the luckiest Ugandan who has gone through the entire process. 2003, 15th of March, it was a Saturday at 8 a.m.
When you reported?
I reported.
Wow.
2003 as a cashier. So I was a cashier, loans officer, accountant, assistant manager, branch manager, general manager of a SACCO. Then to UCA, head of audit and supervision, manager compliance, manager agribusiness, general secretary. So I've been all through in the cooperative space. So I have a lot that we can share. Because you see, for you to really champion this, you must have the passion.
Right.
To really, yes, you must have the passion, not just being there to earn. So I'm very happy, Bwana Kenneth. Kenneth, my number is 0782 492 592. 0782 492 592. Ivan Asiimwe. Our office is in Mbarara, is in Onumbadifa building as you come from the bus park going to Kampala on the left side. Right. So it is there, but still you can call me. Right. And I'm very happy. Thank you for appreciating the role of UCA. As UCA, we continue to deliver. I also want to thank Mr. Nyakahuma Charles. Mr. Nyakahuma, the conference is on the 18th of September 2025 at Kororo Independence Grounds, and the chief guest is Our Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. He'll be there with us, celebrating with us.
Right.
And so what you do, Mr. Nyakahuma, mobilize as many cooperators as we can. And I want to call upon all cooperators who are listening and seeing us here on the program. Please, let's come together, even if it means if people can walk from the villages to Namugongo. Why not walk from wherever you are to Kororo to celebrate? You have a reason.
Yes,
because it, like my friend has mentioned, officer, if you go to Europe and America, their economies have grown because of cooperatives. For them, they know the cooperative model. But because they feel we should not develop, they don't teach cooperatives here. They teach capitalism. Back home, for them, they form cooperatives, and then the cooperatives form companies. Then the companies go outside as capitalists. But we need to learn from them. How did they do it? Our forefathers, you remember, they had this a slogan that power, cooperation is power. And in Runyankole, they would say, if you combine efforts, you become stronger. So that is the power of cooperation. Someone asked about the cooperative structure. And I want to really bring out this very clearly. Because we work very closely with Wazalendo.
Right.
Because, you know, maybe people may not know this history. It was the initiative of Uganda Cooperative Alliance to start Wazalendo. General Secretary, my predecessor, Mr. Musemakweli, had a meeting with General Kale and General Nyakirima Aronda. May his soul rest in peace. Yes. They came to UCA. They had a meeting. When you go to our documents, they couldn't even believe. I remember when you read it through, they said, no, do you think soldiers can save money? Because by then, soldiers would just, they were Kagwira war. Whatever you get, you spend. But can you imagine now that the soldiers have the biggest SACCO in the country?
What?
Attitude.
Trillions, yes.
Attitude. It's about attitude. And I want to thank the government. I want to thank UPDF that they have actually supported the army to have the best SACCO in the country. Everybody is proud of it. So we work very closely with Wazalendo. And, you know, according to the structure, when people come together, individuals, me and you and Officer Allan and others, we form a primary society. Now, when a minimum of 2 primary societies come together, they form a union of secondary nature. Now, when you also bring secondaries together, plus even primaries mixed together, you form a tertiary. Now, the combination of tertiary and secondary, they form Uganda Cooperative Alliance as an apex body. When you go to our law, the Cooperative Societies Act, Cap 107, in definitions, an apex means a society whose membership is restricted to secondary and tertiary cooperatives. So you see a membership are only secondary and tertiary. Like Wazalendo cannot become a member of UCA. Wazalendo has to affiliate to a union like Ukusku. Then it is Ukusku which becomes a member of UCA. So, but you see, our law is made in such a way that it recognizes the apex, which is UCA.
Right.
Section 33 of the law says that the board of Uganda Cooperative Alliance shall engage government on matters of policy relating to the cooperative movement. Then section 142 talks about arbitration and gives the role of UCA in a conflict resolution, to the extent that subsection 5 says that in the event that the parties fail to get an arbitrator, on the request of either party, the General Secretary of Uganda Cooperative Alliance shall appoint an arbitrator. And there is even a case, there is a ruling already by Honorable Andrew Bashija of Mbarara High Court of 2012. In fact, I needed to urge the cooperators outside there. Yesterday, I got shocked. Some people have disputes, but they ran to court. Now, when they went to court, one of the parties raised a preliminary objection based on section 142. So they came back to UCA, but they had already lost the case. So cooperators, whenever you have a dispute down there, don't go to court. The ruling is very clear. you come to Uganda Cooperative Alliance and you'll be guided on how to go over the issue. So he has also mentioned the different, like the SDG 13, which is about climate change. I want to tell you that currently we have cooperatives in the water and environment. Can you imagine?
Right.
That is also something to celebrate, because we are now championing it. We are saying, no, people stop destroying our environment. For those people, let's say, who are in the swamps of Kigeza and others, government has come up with a program which was implemented by Ministry of Water and Environment together with UCA and Ministry of Trade. And we have supported these people to have alternative economic activities, poultry, piggery, zero grazing, and others.
Right.
So that instead of going to destroy the swamp, they are now having activities that are even making money more than what these people were doing. Instead of cutting the swamp to go and grow Irish, you can now actually put beehives around there. And the honey is more profitable than the Irish.
Interesting.
So you have not destroyed the swamp, but you are earning more money.
Right.
So these are some of these things that we are saying as Ugandans. Can we celebrate?
Surely, indeed.
Cooperators, you walk wherever you are. You walk to Kororo 18th. We shall be there with you. We want to celebrate. We want to lift our president and say thank you.
Surely, indeed, we are looking at celebrating the achievements of the cooperative movement in Uganda. And because it's what we're looking at, let me engage more of your comments to these two gentlemen as we also start to wrap it up closely. Now, good morning, Uganda. Special thanks to Afande Colonel Allan Kitanda from Wazalendo SACCO. His wise words will never leave some of us the same. Great. Thank you, UBC, for hosting these two gentlemen. This is Jakisa Timothy Bondia from Mukono Seta Bajo. Hi, good morning, Uganda. To UBC, I am Godfrey Rubega, asking Afande to talk about army shops as in general. Do you get that question? Do you understand?
Yes, I get it.
Please do chip in.
Is there any other comment?
There are really a lot, so yes, we could handle as they come. But for now, first answer that of whether there is what? Let me see. I think I've lost it. Yes, Godfrey Lubega asking Afande if there's there are army shops as in general.
Yeah, the answer is that we have the army shops. The army shops are for the combatants, the people, the officers and men in uniform. They are the ones that can access the services. Right. And of course, their families. When we are talking about the officers and men, we are talking about their immediate families. So those are the people who can access the services of the army shops. Interesting. Yes. Good morning, UBC. Still another question coming in for Afande. This is Jackie. How long can you take in Wazalendo SACCO to get 20 million when you are under medics, which have just spent 2 years in service? Okay, well, we have, I didn't want to divulge into the operations, but for you to access the loan, I would refer you to the nearest branch, because we have these branches, because the dynamics of an individual, because there is what we call general knowledge, but now as an individual, we want to understand you, who you are. For how long have you stayed in the society? Right. For how long have you, how much do you have in terms of shares? How much do you have in terms of, of your savings? So all these will be calculated, compounded together. And if a member qualifies for 20 million, I'm telling you, it takes just less than 3 hours. It will be, the money will be given to the member. Right. This is Jax Nena from Tanzania, who says, I congratulate you for celebrating UCA success. It's true that SACCOs is the way forward. Salute to the Afande. And he's wondering why you're choosing the president to celebrate this day with, and not the members of the Cooperative Alliance. Is the president the financer or the donor? Perhaps that would be for you, CPA Ivan. Well, the president, you see, recently we were in Dublin, I was training in the UK, and we were amazed when somebody, I think was from West Africa, when he said, I have been watching the President of the Republic of Uganda, and I don't feel tired to listen to him. And he specifically pointed out the model that he has promoted here, the cooperative model.
Right, yes.
So when you look at all the Emyoga, look at the parish development model, look at all these are pointing towards that. So, when people say we celebrate together, the person that has lit the candle and has given us the light,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ugandans, we need to take that, not selfishly, because I was surprised that they were asking us who is the model of the cooperative then people are saying President Museveni. I had somebody from Ghana, Dr. Daku, so we're asking ourselves now, after those, who else? Because for every initiative, there must be somebody behind it. So, like we celebrate the Christians.
Yes.
2,000 plus years, we celebrate Christ because he's behind the light that we all embrace. So that's, to me, that is why we have to take note and celebrate together with such an icon.
Right.
You know, Julie, just to add on that, we are celebrating as a country. All cooperators, 18 million Ugandans who are cooperators.
Right.
We are all, that's why we have selected Kororo. Because Kororo is big enough, it is secure, we are going there. But we want to celebrate with His Excellency.
Right.
I think people need to get it clearly. We are celebrating with him because he has been the champion. He's on top and he's our chief guest. So it's not that he's the one who's celebrating. No, all cooperators from all walks of life, I want them to come. If we can walk to Namugongo, why not walk to come and celebrate our social and economic achievements that we have made through cooperatives?
Right.
Yes.
Good morning, presenter. Thank you for the program. Asking Afande, is it possible to join Wazalendo while serving the Uganda Police Force?
Well, that is a question that has always been around, but I want to say that, like my colleague from Uganda Police Force, the Uganda Police Force has a SACCO, and the SACCO is strong.
Right, yeah, sure.
Actually, we are working closely with the Exodus SACCO. It's amazing. It is taking very, very big strides. I think one of these days you will have to invite them.
They have been here.
They have been here.
Yes.
It's unfortunate that we were discussing about the Exodus SACCO in the past, but the present, I'm telling you, is so amazing. So we have that linkage, and we share a lot in common with our colleagues in the police, in the prisons, and URA. We share cooperation amongst cooperators.
True.
That principle is very strong.
Right.
So I want to say that the services that are offered in Wazalendo are also offered at the Exodus SACCO, and at very interesting, very good interest rates that are affordable to the members.
Right.
Thank you.
And good morning, Uganda. This is Sarenda Nok Robert from Eastern Uganda. My question, does Wazalendo help families of former officials who UPDF and those of UPDF and those who might have served in the army but might have left the army as deserters due to sicknesses? And the other question is, does Wazalendo offer credit services to civilians, and what are their interest rates and repayment? And then finally, it says UPDF has many people who have loyally served the country, but because these people left the army without an official document or as deserters, they have been abandoned and forgotten, yet it was not their wish. I wish either due to sickness. Why can't they be helped? This is Sir Enoch asking.
Well, Sir Enoch, we are talking about Wazalendo for the last 20 years. So the membership of Wazalendo begins at that time. Now, to our colleagues who retired before that, who exited the force before that, whether, like he said, as a deserter, because desertion to me is it's an offense. It's an offense within the UPDF Act. But for somebody who retired and he's there, but he retired before we formed the SACCO, then we can't do much. The only thing we're advising them is that they can now form through, because the veterans are part of UPDF. That's why it is called the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs.
Yes.
So it means we are the same family.
Right.
Now, the only dynamic is that once somebody retires, he changes in terms of, he becomes a member of public service. But they are now reforming. So if that person can still be a shareholder and he can still save monthly, then we don't have any iota of confidence to say we have closed that person out.
Right.
So we are at your disposal. We want actually to make it more easier for all our members, our family members. The only problem is that now it becomes an individual effort. How do you entice your members? Because some of us have now children that are grown up, they are already working. So instead of going to maybe commercial banks or money lenders, we can offer them services. Now that comes now to the other question of our. I want to tell you, Julie, that our interest rates are very affordable.
Right.
I want to say this: 12 and 13%. So that means they are affordable. But also a member, the benefits he gets out of that, they are so immense. A member gets on his savings, he earns an interest monthly. On his share capital, he earns a dividend at the end of the year, unlimited for the time that we have operated. Every year, Mr. Asiimwe is here. We post the most impressive returns on investment, on shares and on capital. So that is as far as Wazalendo is concerned, and we are there to serve our members. Then the civilian members, we have not yet opened doors to the people that I have mentioned, the 4 categories. It's a future plan.
Right. Thank you so much, Afande. And I will just close a remark for you as an appreciation from somebody who says that you have inspired them and they are now more than inspired to join the army of Uganda to serve Uganda. Now, CPA Ivan, as a parting shot, what should we expect for the 18th of September?
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank UBC. You have really given us a platform to educate and sensitize the masses on the need for cooperatives. Asante sana. Now, what do we expect on the 18th? We expect a lot.
Right.
That's why I'm calling upon every Ugandan, every cooperator, wherever you are, whether it means you start working on your clothes, start ironing, start working on your shoes. If it means walking, you start today, so that on the 18th, we want to be many to celebrate at Kororo grounds. We are really, we shall. And what do we expect from there? First of all, we have very wonderful presenters. We even have a presenter from Kenya. He's the general, the GMD General Managing Director of CIC, who has worked in the Cooperative Bank of Kenya.
Right.
You know, Cooperative Bank of Kenya, its net worth currently is 743 billion Kenyan shillings. It's the biggest cooperative bank in Africa. So the man is coming here to share with us how they have made it as Kenyans in order for the bank to grow. And another thing we're expecting, we are launching the cooperative bank on 18th. So we want people to come with money and buy shares so that we grow our bank. We have also very useful presenters. We have presentations on cooperative education, on legal and others. And we shall also present a paper to His Excellency the President on some of the issues concerning, let's say, taxation of SACCOs, the laws and others. So we expect a lot. Come in big numbers. We shall learn, we shall launch our bank, and we shall also have the opportunity to celebrate as cooperators. Thank you.
Indeed, that brings us to the end of the show today on Good Morning Uganda. Thank you so much for being on the show, and always a pleasure having you. For now, have a blessed day, and be rest assured that we shall be bringing you the events from Kololo at regarding the National Delegates Conference, the NRM Delegates Conference.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Peak of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite free friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.